Richie Sandoval has been a pro for less than a year here, fighting out of Pomona, California. He's 21 years old, 4 times a national champion as an amateur, as well as being a member of the 1980 Olympic team that had to boycott the games in Moscow. Sandoval was an artist on the side, taking classes at Mount San Antonio College as a fallback plan to his boxing career. He didn't have a whole lot of fanfare on his rise to an eventual world championship, but you could see what a smart and aggressive fighter he was already at this point. His opponent here is Javier Barajas, an 18-year-old out of Tucson, Arizona. He's a fall guy by a 6-pro fight and finishes his career with 10 wins against 22 losses.
To Richie Sandoval here in Las Vegas.
And that was an incredible war in which Sandoval all of a sudden found himself on the canvas from a left hook by Barajas, something I don't think he expected to happen. He got up, immediately hit Barajas with a low blow by accident, and Barajas went down, and there was a lot of controversy, and eventually Sandoval did knock out Barajas in that fight. But let's look for a war here. I think this fight is going to be a war from start to finish.
That's Barajas with the stripe on his trunks. And boxing fans that night here at ringside of the Hacienda were screaming for a rematch, and they've gotten it. In Nevada, they score with the 10-point must system. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. 3 judges at ringside do the officiating. John Worth, the referee, not involved in the judgment of this fight.
And Javier Barajas has a lot of heart. He showed us that back in June. Perhaps the better boxer, certainly Richard Sandoval. He's a very classy boxer. We've talked about him with the great amateur credentials and excellent as a pro, but this is an important fight for him.
Sandoval with 168 amateur victories. He takes a right to the body from Barajas. Barajas certainly respecting the power of Sandoval. You notice he's staying at long range.
Well, he felt that power in their June matchup, and he knows that Sandoval can hit, and he's going to be very wary of that left hook especially.
Good countering left hook by Sandoval. He brings another left hook to the head of Barajas. 2 in a row by Richard. And I emphasize that first left hook was a countering left hook. Shows you the ring savvy of Richard Sandoval.
And we talked to Richard Sandoval just before this fight. We asked him what he would do different this time that he didn't do last time against Javier Barajas.
All right, well, basically more or less the same, but just keep my hands up and watch out for sneaky punches that I might not expect.
Well, that's a good piece of advice.
I think it is.
Look out for sneaky punches.
Simple but effective, certainly. And I guess, and Barajas, as a matter of fact, does come at you from a lot of different angles. And we're going to see that. We're going to see here some action from that first round. Wild right hand and a great counter left hand by Sandoval. That's a great shot, and it shows us what a classy boxer Sandoval is.
I think that's Richard's best attribute. That is his ability to counterpunch.
Excellent counterpuncher, and that may be his best punch, the left hook. It's certainly the one he has the most power with.
Round 2 scheduled for 10. And Barajas in the trunks with the stripe. Now, Barajas looks like he wants to trade with Sandoval after fighting at long range in the first round.
And we can see by that flurry what Sandoval was talking about in that little soundbite. Barajas comes at you from some very unorthodox angles, and that's what you have to be concerned about with a good straight right hand by Sandoval.
Best punch of the fight. Left-right combination by Sandoval, then he throws a left to the body. Barajas pawing, actually, not throwing punches. Left to the head. Sandoval with a big right uppercut. Lead right by Sandoval. Barajas looking bad here in the second round. Takes a left-right combination to the head. Right uppercut by Sandoval. What else do you want? He's giving him everything. That's another heavy left hand to the head of Barajas.
And Richie Sandoval very happy to trade punches with Barajas. And so far he's gotten much the better of it.
Sandoval fighting here in the second round like he's in a hurry. Right hand to the head by Sandoval. And lead right by Barajas to block.
It's hard to believe this is the same Richard Sandoval who, as an amateur, had very few knockouts and was content to box and pity-pat his way through 3-round decisions. He is a dynamo in there as a professional, and we both gave Sandoval that first round by a 10-9 margin.
Of all the fights we've seen Sandoval in, this is the most impressive round. He is eating up Barajas. We gave that first round to Sandoval 10-9. Right hand by Sandoval, and that buckled the knees of Barajas. About 30 seconds to go in the round. Barajas takes too many attacks. Sandoval fighting the second round like it was the 10th and final round and he needed it to win. Barajas needs the bell. We'll take a timeout here on ESPN.
And Barajas really needed that rest in between rounds. He was a little wobbly. Good straight right hand by Sandoval.
Sandoval really drove Barajas with that right hand. Clubbing right hand by Sandoval. So far that cut is not reopened over his right eye. And Barajas took a big right hand.
Good straight right hand. Barajas is on Queer Street, and I don't know if he's going to make it through this round. His legs are just about gone.
And there's a crunching right hand by Sandoval. John Worth directing him to the neutral corner. Barajas trying to get up. The count is 7, 8, 9. Up at 9. He timed the count, so he is in good senses, but can he finish the round? Sandoval with that cut over his right eye wants to close the show. Barajas just holding on here. Plenty of time for Sandoval in the round. John Worth separates them. Is he going to stop it? That's it. Yes, he is. He's going to stop it. And Barajas cannot believe it. He figures, hey, I beat the count. I'm not hurt. Why are you stopping it? But John Worth figured that he was taking too many heavy blows.
There we see them working on that cut. Sandoval, as you said, really was in a hurry in that last round because he knew that cut could become a factor. Barajas took quite a beating. We're going to see a little bit of that right now. Big right hand by Richard Sandoval. Another right hand, and Barajas is about ready to go down. 3 straight lead right hands, and boy, they were powerful.
Here's Chuck Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Worth stops the contest at 1 minute 45 seconds of the second round. The winner and still undefeated, Richard Sandoval.
The pride of Pomona, California, Richard Sandoval with his 9th straight win.